Well, when can I retire? That's a question on everyone's mind, but especially those who are closing in on that milestone. So how do you know when you can hang it up, or when you do, if that retirement is going to be a good one? Well, joining us to discuss is Mattson and Laurel Steward, the father-daughter team at Mattson Financial Services, a firm that's been helping people retire successfully right here in West Michigan for decades. You can also catch them on their popular radio show, Money Mentors. Gary, Laurel, you guys must hear that question every single day. When can I retire? What is the golden answer to that question?
For us,
Today.
it's about I know, we're like,
Right this second.
You're done.
definitely about the math, right? So that's where, they have worked really hard, put money away into these accounts, and they're just not sure about that question. And so we start talking about in that very first meeting, what do you want to do when you retire? And then that helps us gauge what kind of income you're going to need, and we start carving that out. But it is really great because I've been a part of meetings and outside of meetings where I hear him with clients and they're laughing or crying. The one time I came, I said, "What's going on in here?" I was worried. He said, "We just had the, hey, you get to retire talk," and they were very excited.
They could go now.
Okay.
Nice thing was that they were planning to go 2 years out, and they did enough work, and we planned a little bit ahead of time, and so they came in for a 6-month kind of check-up date, what's going on. Well,
they were
we
surprised.
did the final, you can go. And so,
Love that.
tears of joy.
Yes. Oh, happy tears. We love the happy tears. So for someone who, has a little time, the time is probably now to start preparing, right? I mean, it's never too early, I guess, to start preparing for retirement.
Well, there's really a red zone we like to talk about, and it's generally 24 months, maybe 36 months out. You really want to get things in order. And one of those is make sure your critical income need bucket is ready to go when you walk out the door. Nobody wants to have, the markets go down 20, 30% when they're just going out the door and feeling that stress. Well, now I can't retire.
Sure.
So we say is put away, 18 to 24 months of money into your guaranteed account, leave the risk account alone, let it do its risk thing. If it goes up and down, you can still retire that way, and then we can take care of that assets and make sure it comes back the way it should.
And how do you go about determining what kind of lifestyle you're going to have? How do you take your lifestyle now and be like, okay, this is how I want to be when I retire? How do you figure that out?
A lot of conversation, too, because some people may think, well, I don't need as much money, as I did while working. And we find, well, you might think that, but you also don't want to retire and then have any cuts to your lifestyle. You want to continue that. So we always say we're going to make sure we plan for 100% of the income that you're having now as your take home as a part of your plan. And then we're looking at Social Security, when to time that in. Are you fortunate enough to have a pension? What does that look like? There's so many options with that. So we go through all those different pieces to make sure it aligns, and then here's what your monthly income, that same, or biweekly check coming in is the same for you.
Yeah.
And sometimes they say to us, well, I want to travel. For us, that's not enough definition.
Yeah.
Are you going to be traveling outside the United States, in the United States? Are you going to be traveling by RV? Are you going to be flying? All of these things take precedence to understand how much of a budget we put together for that. And whenever they say, okay, we're going to do this much, we always add 10, 15% of that because rising inflation, like, is happening. So again, they still get to do those things as long as COVID's not shutting anything down.
It's a true story, right? Yeah. And so interesting to hear how specific you're getting with these people and talking about their lifestyle and talking about, everyone has a different way of getting money once they retire. So tell me, what do they need to come to you with as they're trying to figure this out? What kind of things should they have in order before they show up and come see you? Yeah,
so we have a checklist, the retirement checklist that we'll send to them. But things like the last couple years of tax documents, their tax returns, so we can see what does that income look like? Because also we're looking at all these different buckets and the classifications of money. So where does a Roth fit into that? We also ask for their pay stubs so we can see what that monthly income, what they're used to having, and any debt. Also their investment statements, because it's not about that dollar amount to us, it's about the holdings within it. So that's why we want to see a full statement, because you might think you come to us and that you're diversified across these different categories, and we look at it and say, well, you're really oversaturated in this side of it, and now we can speak to that. It's just about the knowledge and passing that on to you.
And what is, keep going.
I just say that we want to see state documents too, because this is about enhanced planning. This isn't just about getting it through that now you got an income flow coming in. It's about, what we call the go-go years. hey, I'm retired, I get to do all the things. Then there's the slow-go years, and then there's the no-go years. My mom's 98, still lives independently, but she stopped driving. Still got a smartphone, so she reached out and touched everyone. And then my stepfather, he's turning 90. He's going to stop driving. So what's that look like for them and what's going on? Because they're still living independent.
Sure. Right. Yeah, your needs change as you get older. Absolutely. What is something that you wish people knew when they come to you and they're about to retire or they're thinking about retirement? What do you wish they knew when they show up?
It's really about what the things they don't know. We wish they understood that taxes are going to come on their Social Security and pensions and different thresholds. Another thing would be interesting is how Medicare works, and then where they're sitting and what they're doing in those areas in the substitute of that, and really understanding that they can control the taxes they're going to pay. Making wise choices early, in your 50s and 60s, can keep you in a very low tax bracket in retirement and throughout retirement. So it's that planning. And then, of course, the last one is fees. They really need to look into the fees that they're paying, because a lot of people say to us, we don't have any fees. We're not paying fees. Well, they're hidden. And so you just really need to know what those are and research that. So we bring all that to light for them, and we give it to them in a written form. But if you're looking at it from enhanced planning like we talk about, it's all those pieces.
Wonderful. No surprises.
No.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else you think we need to know about retiring?
I think the last piece is just knowing that it has to be flexible, right? We're going to put a plan together. We're going to talk about some solutions to maybe some things that you're thinking are a problem, and we're going to help you through that. But also, who knows, in a year that could change. Just the same as we do with your tax plan. The tax code changes all the time, so we need to keep up with that, and so does your plan.
All right, so you guys have a great offer for our viewers. Tell us a little bit about that.
For the first 5 callers, if you've saved $500,000 or more for retirement, we'd love to invite you into the office to have a conversation with one of our advisors. We're a fiduciary practice, and so we're going to put a comprehensive plan together just for you.
Well, that is an incredible offer. Thank you so much, Gary and Laurel. For you at home now, if you want to see if you are able to retire or how you can make your retirement more successful, take advantage of that special offer today from Mattson Financial. Gary, Laurel, and the rest of the team, they're going to sit down with you, personally customize a retirement plan that is just for you. It's a comprehensive, enhanced plan that includes a look at your investments, your income sources, taxes, and so much more to help you get to and through that retirement that you deserve. Reserve one of those spots right now, 616-514-3831. Again, that number, 616-514-3831.